Hello friends, in this chapter we will discuss three topics: identifier, variables and keyword. First we will see the what is identifiers. In C language, an identifier, or we can say that simply name, is the sequence of character which is invented or which will be created by the program to identify or name a specific object. Then what is the objects? The objects like variable names, array names, function names or label names. So for naming those objects we use the identifier. But there are some rules and regulation also for the identifier. That identifier must be the sequence of characters, letters, digits and special character underscore. So we can use these, we can use combination of these to naming the objects. But there are some rules and regulation also. The identifier name must be start with the character, but maybe it be alphanumeric, but must be start with the character. For example, one num, this type of one num, this name is invalid because it is starting with 1. So valid name is num1 or roll underscore number. So these are the valid identifier. So identifier is used for naming the objects. Now comes with the variables. What is variables? Because now for writing the simple programs, now we require variable names. Now we require the variable names. Keyword variable. What is the variable name? Actually, variable is the variable is the identifier, but for a memory location in which data can be stored and subsequently recalled. So, for example, I want to store the data or I want to store the result. I want to store the result of the factorial. Then I require some variables which can store the result of the factorial. That is something fact or factorial, whatever we can name it. So these are the variables name. So variables are simply is the identifier which can be used for holding data in between the programs and utilized in various computation in the program. For example, I am writing very simple program for the demonstrating the variables. Stdio dot h in main. I am writing int num. I am declaring the num variable and I am storing 10. So this is the num is the variable name, but which is must be different from the keywords. That means we cannot use the keywords as a variable, otherwise we get the error. So num equal to 10. Now I want to print the value of num %d num1. Here if you want to print the value of the variable, then we have to write like this: printf, then in bracket %d. Actually %d is the symbol for the integer, for displaying the %d is the symbol or a specifier which is used for displaying the integer variable. We will see in later the different type of specifier for different type of data types whenever we discuss about the data type. Then now you see the results. Suppose you are compiling and running, and then I'm writing test2.c. here use the result will be 10. But here something problem, because I have written variable name as a num, but I am displaying the variable num1. So your variable name also must match to each other. If you do the simple mistake, then it will give the error. So you see that the result is coming as a 10. So this is the demonstration for variables. So that type of we can use any number of variables, but it is advisable that first of all, whenever you are implementing the program, then your variable name must be very precise. That means without necessary we have to not use the variables. So your variables must be minimized in your program, because these variables takes the memory on the on your system. So this is the introduction of variables. I must hope you understand the variables. Now comes to the keyword. Actually, keyword is the reserved word for the C language. That means we cannot use these keywords as a variable name. For example, if you see here the program, here main, num, if you see here the program main, int, printf, these are the keywords. Include, that means we cannot use these name as a variables name. Okay, now you see there are total 32 keywords in C language. Here you can see auto, break, case, char, const, continue, default, do, double, else, num, enum, extern, float, for, goto, if, int, long, register, return, sort, signed, size of, static, struct, switch, type def, union, unsigned, void, volatile, while. These are the, this is not the keyword. So these are the 32 keywords are available in C language. So we cannot use these 32 keywords as a variable name. And I am given the example. Suppose that I am using the variable name as a long. You see whatever the result I am running. Here you see the error. Here you see the error, that expression before long. That means it is the error that you are writing the wrong statement, because long is the keyword. But you can take long one. You take the variable name is long one, because long one is not the keyword. Okay, I think it is clear. The what is identifier, then what is keyword, and what is variable. In next chapter we will see the data type.